Hello everybody and welcome back to the LFC Transfer Room. My name is Louis and today we're doing another player analysis, as you've already seen by the title and thumbnail, of Emmanuel Kouadio Kone of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, with time fast ticking on the transfer window and seems like every hour a player we have been linked to is dramatically being ruled out. Ruben Neves, 99% likely to stay at Wolves. Milinkovic-Savic will stay at Lazio. A few others as well have been ruled out. The options are getting slimmer and slimmer, but Kone is someone who has not had much noise surrounding him as the season and as the window has gone on. Could he be the answer to Liverpool's midfield problems, if you believe that that is what there is and what we need to do? Now, Kone statistically is one of the most similar players in raw stats and data to Tchouaméni and his playing style. Of course, Aurélien Tchouaméni has moved to Real Madrid, but was someone that we were very, very, very heavily linked to earlier in the window, and he was our main midfield target for this summer. Having not got him, it seems that we didn't actually have many backups, but Kone, if we have a look, which we will do in a minute, seems like the best backup version of Tchouaméni that you could actually find. And is he worth it? Well, let's have a little discussion about that, shall we? Emmanuel Kouadio Kone is a 21-year-old French midfielder currently playing in the Bundesliga for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He signed with the German club in January 2021 from Toulouse, having played for their first team for 3 years, previously rising through several French youth teams. At Gladbach, he often plays in a midfield too, but his heat maps from last season suggest he is adept and versatile enough to play comfortably on either side. And I do have them here. So take a look at that. Obviously, no preferred side and is comfortable playing across the board, which is very good news for us, because when we talk about the right player, I feel like that often includes being someone who's versatile and could play potentially either 8, although I feel like both the roles for our number 8s are very different, but certainly as a number 6 if needs be as well. So comfortable on both sides and able to play a mixture of roles. On the ball, Kone has found a teammate 86% of the time last season, and pair this with the fact that this season he currently ranks as the highest number of line-breaking passes with 43 of any midfielder in the Bundesliga. This includes Kimmich, who is often marvelled as a great midfielder, who has 38 line-breaking passes currently. And it's clear to see that Kone would be an immensely exciting project player, already posting great numbers that could be to Liverpool's advantage this season as well. Another parameter that Klopp has set for any potential transfer, someone who can come in and play well for us now, but not to be a stopgap, to be someone that we can work with 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line. And with his age and with what he's posting already, I think this is a match made in heaven. And we can talk about transfer fees and that later, but it doesn't sound like it would be too dramatic for us, especially like what you would expect for this time of the year at the end of the transfer window. This is not something that is completely undoable for Liverpool. One of his greatest strengths is his ball carrying and aggression when looking to progress the ball under pressure from the opposition. He has a knack for dropping his shoulder and engaging players and breaking lines with clever dribbling and then making the right forward pass to continue the attack. Now, press resistance is something that allows the likes of Thiago to thrive with his long-range passing. He has to find space to do that first and often receive the ball from the centre-backs with his back to goal, drop that shoulder and do that turn that we all know him for. Has kind of become his staple in this Liverpool team. It allows the likes of Thiago to thrive and was at one time Gini Wijnaldum's best trait. I remember, and I'm sure many of you do, when he did play well, the things you remembered him for was for doing just that, picking up the ball from the centre-backs or in dangerous situations and just being able to keep hold of it. Not having to clear his lines, not always having to go back to the keeper, but being able to keep hold of it in a tricky situation, get out and then progress us forward. This allows us to control much more of the pitch and play through teams who look to set up a high press or a medium block. Kone is a ball carrier with confidence and precision. So comparatively to Tchouaméni, obviously Tchouaméni at this point is a better player, but Kone is much more of a ball carrier, and I'd argue that from a midfield, that's probably something that we are lacking slightly. We've got people who can rack up immense volume in terms of passes. But which player would you say is most likely to go on those dribbles? I wouldn't, from our team, I wouldn't say midfielder. I'd say Joel Matip is our most likely player to not break the lines through passing, but through dribbling. And that's a key asset that we've maybe not had for some time in the midfield. Off the ball, his defensive actions and duels are surprisingly similar to that of Tchouaméni as well. Last season, he was in the 95th percentile of tackles made in the middle third of the pitch and the 98th percentile for successful pressures percentages, demonstrating his proactive positioning to be in the right place to interrupt counter-attacks and win the ball when pressing. So when you look at these kind of statistics, now FPRef offer a breakdown of tackles and pressures by thirds of the pitch. So you've got the attacking third, the middle third, and the defensive third. So for a team like Liverpool, what do we look for from the midfield? To be a second wave in attack, but in midfield to break up play and maintain control of possession. Now when we play a high line, that means a lot of the game is played more in that middle third, especially in transitions. So this is very pleasing to see that most of his good work is done in that middle third. It shows that he's putting himself in the right place, as I said, when our attacks break down and when we're looking to quickly win the ball back, he is able to position himself right in that middle third to break up counter-attacks, quick transitions from back to front, and get us moving again when you combine that with his stats on the ball. So in terms of is the transfer realistic? Well, interestingly enough, Borussia Mönchengladbach have just signed or are very close to signing Julian Weigl for 15 million euros. Now, could this be the club preparing to lose Kone this summer, and are Liverpool preparing a late bid to secure the Frenchman's services? Now, as I said, the news around Kone has been quite slow and quite non-existent until recently when Melissa Reddy actually identified Kone as someone that the club could be looking into. I struggle to find a reason why we shouldn't go for Kone. If anyone does have any suggestions of why we might not look to go for him, please do leave that in the comments. But in general, this is a very encouraging analysis of a player that I think we should 100% be in for. And as the clock ticks ever closer to that transfer deadline, September 1st, 11 PM, could we see some late transfer business from Liverpool? Stay tuned for that. We are the LFC Transfer Room. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We go live every night at 7:30, and we will be covering transfer deadline day as well. And any news that develops, whether that's around Kone or anyone else, incomings, outgoings, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching this player analysis, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.